And let me tell you this, the older you do get, the more rules are gonna try to get you to follow. You just gotta keep living, man. Livin.
How you going? This is a video uh, basically for the old Heads crew from the mid-90s. Okay, yes, showing my age. Got the greys, a few more up here. Now, back in the day, mid-90s, I grew up in a place called Burnett Heads, which is a small town or a village, perhaps, depending on where you're from, as far as terminology. So it's a small village at the mouth of the main river around these parts. Now, it was a fantastic place to grow up, being a teenager. There was plenty of wide open space, beaches, fresh air, clean water. Things were pretty good. There was no police station. The nearest cop was probably 10 minutes fast drive away. There was not a lot of amenities for restless teens to engage in. So a lot of the time we spent hanging out, skating, surfing, jumping off the jetty, exploring rock pools, doing all sorts of cool stuff outdoors. We don't get much surf here, so when it's 2 foot, that's huge. So the beach was always crowded, and we'd get around on skateboards or push bikes or on foot. It didn't really matter. If somebody had a push bike and there was two people, we'd double. So you'd put somebody on the handlebars or stand behind you, and but we never wore helmets, even though helmets came in as a thing back in about 89, I think it was, 90 maybe. Yeah, okay, so we never respected the helmet laws or rules, or any of that other stuff. And the good thing about being kids is we had imaginations. If we didn't like something, we would do the darndest to avoid doing it. So, don't want to wear a helmet? Fuck it, we wouldn't wear one. All right. Now, traffic wasn't a big problem. It's a quiet little place. We weren't doing jumps and all sorts of crazy things like that. It was basically a mode of transport. So once in a while, the police patrol from the next nearest township, which was down the coast a little bit, they'd come on their lap around and make sure everything was okay, which it always was. Once in a while, they'd pull people up for not wearing a helmet, and nobody ever really got fined for it because it's just bullshit anyway. But we did learn the systems, learnt the routes, learnt the times, so you could safely say, okay, cops went past at whatever time it was. We've got about 2 hours before they do the next lap. So you could ride around, you could do whatever you wanted, and be done before the next lap, and then back to normal. So we had a pretty good time growing up out there. Obviously now and then we'd complain we were bored, but we'd ought to have something to do. Go swimming, surfing, fishing, climbing, exploring, bloody hang out, watch movies. There was a mountain of things to do. That was pretty good. But I will say that living at Burnett Heads as a teenager was definitely a move in the right direction towards being an anarchist. I would say that pretty much all of us would have been classed as anarchists because we gave zero fucks about the laws. Pretty much everybody drank underage. We would even get home deliveries from the pub. We'd, you know, so rules and laws and other things like that, they just never applied to us, which was great. It was really good just to be able to do as you pleased, when you pleased. You know, violence. There was an absolute minimum of violence. I think I only ever saw 2 fights in years of all these people all, you know, pumped up on bloody hormones and all the rest of the stuff that teenagers are, you know, full of. You know, even when everybody was drinking, we were just there to have a good time. There were a couple of occasions, like I mentioned, but they were rare, super rare. So, you know, just want to do a shout out to the old heads crew. You know who you are. If you're watching this, chuck a thumbs up or tell me to get fucked. Either way, I don't mind. So yeah, I just want to say big ups to the Burnett Heads, the old heads crew. It was a pleasure knowing all of you, even the ones I didn't get along with too well. And I will say also, look, because I do have a special affinity with Burnett Heads and the people that did live there, if any of the old heads crew are there, well, I don't know if you know, but you are part of an experiment. Okay, what the fuck are you talking about, Sean? Okay, the local council a few years ago, on one of their trips to China to do meetings with other international countries and groups and dodgy bastards, they put in place a plan to fundamentally, their words, change Bundaberg. All right, so if you're in Bundaberg, have no idea what I'm talking about, go onto the council website and look up Intelligent City. Okay, you'll find it pretty easy. There's page after page after page of bullshit. Well, it seems that without really asking the town or even really informing the town, they've implemented a nasty experiment to turn Bundy and the surrounding towns and villages into open air prisons. What the fuck? Yeah, okay. So go onto the council website, check it out, and you'll see what I'm talking about. Basically, they want to fundamentally change everything, track everybody, track everything they do, mass data collection, you name it. It's pretty heinous stuff, and Burnett Heads is going to be the ground zero. I think that was their term as well. So if you think about long game plan, you've got these local dodgy people. I'm trying to be polite. Implementing all this dodgy stuff and not even really letting you know or have a choice in it, which is pretty heinous. So yeah, if you live in Bundy or Burnett Heads or Elliot Heads or Bargara or any of these other places, just have a look, all right? Understand what's happening to you, to your family, and maybe kick up a stink, maybe ask some questions, make some phone calls, write some letters. You've probably noticed the cameras everywhere, yeah? Okay, so the cameras are made in China. They have links to the Chinese military, which is pretty bad. They've got a bad rep as far as being hacked and leaked and all sorts of different things. The council has been audited on this before. I do not believe there's been a second one. I guess it got forgotten about with the current situation. So yeah, understand what's happening. All right. Um, Here's a question: if you were at the beach and you had your missus and kids, and there's somebody with a camera, and they're recording everything that the kids are doing, the missus is sunbaking, all this sort of stuff, you know, how would that make you feel? Pretty uncomfortable, I'm sure. Um, they're doing it right now. They have been doing it for a long time. There's a beach called Monrepos. It's famous for the turtles. Right? It's a turtle nesting beach. Well, they've got cameras there as well. So if you go down the beach, you're on camera. Our only hill in town, the Hummock, same thing. Cameras up there. Main Street, cameras everywhere. The zoo, cameras everywhere. Pools, cameras everywhere. So this footage is being collected and kept. I've gone in and asked questions of the council and got very dodgy answers in the reply that I got. They didn't answer a lot of questions, which I thought was rather telling, you could say. So yeah, like if you live in Bundy or the surrounds, understand the council is doing an experiment on all of us. Your privacy is at risk, or possibly compromised. All right. Now they say it's, as far as the cameras go, that it's about crime prevention. All right. There's no crimes at Monrepos. There's no crimes at the Gara Beach. There's no crimes on the Hummock. There's no crimes really going on that they need all these cameras for. It's just massive surveillance and data collection. Okay, that's fucked up. All right. So if you see these cameras, take a note. All right, look at it. There's well over 300 around town. All right, 300. It's a lot of cameras for a peaceful, quiet little town in rural Australia. All right, understand this. The council is not your friend. They're a bunch of dodgy bastards who associate themselves rather closely and have ties with the Communist Party in China. All right. Now, that's a bit of an issue. All right. Being that the Chinese government is, I was going to say horrible, but horrible is just not a strong enough word. So I'll say evil. All right. They genocide their own people. They torture people. People just disappear. Everything's controlled. China's a fucked up country. Not the people themselves, like the individual Chinese. They're just people like yourself and I, living their life. But their government is pure evil, and our local council is in bed with those. Okay? So, guilt by association. How far are they going to push it? All right? Ask questions. Look around. Figure it out. Understand what the situation is. All right. Sorry to be a bit of a dreary bugger today, but you know, it is what it is. All right. Peace out. Be excellent to each other, and have an awesome day.